So, what is the biggest problem nowadays with Doctor Who? Is it politics? No. Is it diverse casting? No. It's the formula.
Meow?
Hello YouTubers and random Doctor Who fans, it's me, Ozzy, one part of the Monarch Supreme YouTube channel, and today we are going to be discussing how the Doctor Who formula has essentially eaten itself up, well, at least in modern terms. We've been stuck in the same formula for the past 12 years? This isn't scripted, isn't this video, so I'm gonna struggle. Oh yeah, don't go anywhere. Subscribe, drop a like, all that good stuff. So what I mean, back in the Rusty Davies era, there would be Doctor Light stories, just to kind of keep it a little bit fresh, just to shake things up a little bit. And you think now, what do we have in terms of those kind of stories? They're non-existent, really. I mean, Jodie has been very prominent in pretty much every single episode of her run, and it's not just that which is the problem. Obviously, you can do an entire Doctor Who series with the Doctor in every episode. That's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the fact that they don't shake up the formula. They don't make it interesting enough to just keep people engaged. Series 11 for me, on original broadcast, I didn't like it at all. When rewatching it, I found quite a lot of appreciation with it, but the fact that the formula was so standard and just incredibly boring and not really gratifying in any way. They sacrificed the story arc of a series just for standalone episodes, but the problem is, when you don't intertwine things into other episodes, you kind of feel a little bit disconnected from it as a whole, and I didn't understand the move to do that. Obviously, you don't want to do the Silence Will Fall, Bad Wolf and all that kind of stuff over and over again, but there are other arcs which you can explore. They tried to do it with Ryan and Graham, but it was very wishy-washy and didn't really have much substance. And also, a friend of mine, Henry Dudestar, you're getting a shout out in this video, Henry. I rewatched one of your old videos the other day, and it said that you think they should have done a Dalek story like Mission to the Unknown in the new series, where it was Dr. Light and focused on the villains. And yes, that is exactly what the show needs. The show needs just the expansive episodes to expand the universe, to make it seem like there's more than 3 people in the universe, because I remember in the Capaldi era, it felt so standard every episode because it felt like the same 3 characters existed in the universe, and it was just so self-indulgent and so non-expansive. And that leads on to spin-offs. We need a good spin-off. For God's sake, I don't understand what the reservation is, because Doctor Who is clearly doing pretty well at the moment, much better than the Capaldi era. And whilst I don't personally hate the Chris Chibnall era, I've hated some of the decisions he's made, but overall it's not the worst thing in the world. I can watch it now. It's problematic, yes, but I think a real core of the problem is the fact that we only have 10 episodes of series that are 45 minutes long. They say it's an hour, but really it's 45 minutes, and it's just filled with fluffing and padding and stuff. Yeah, they're just not doing enough, and I know that the big thing which people will bring up is we have Time Lord Victorious and all this other stuff and like the mobile games and stuff. My problem, and this also relates to Big Finish as well, don't get me wrong, Big Finish do great at what they do. They're amazing audio drama production people. That's great, I love that. Keep doing that for the classic Doctors, that's amazing. But I personally don't really think people should use Big Finish as an excuse, well, especially the BBC, because the BBC like to say, oh yeah, check this out. Yes, well, that's cool, yeah, it's great how we have ISIS Warriors on Big Finish and all this really cool stuff happening on Big Finish, but why is that stuff from Big Finish not happening in televised format, or at least internet exclusive spin-offs and minisodes and episodes and things? What happened to the expansiveness of Doctor Who? That is the main issue with Doctor Who now, and all these people saying, oh, it's political correctness gone mad and all this kind of stuff, you're really missing the massive issue. The writing for Doctor Who, it's always been good, but it's never been the most stellar thing in the world. The thing that hooks me into Doctor Who is the expansiveness of it. I mean, just look, this is 50 plus years of Dalek mythology, and we have no mythology anymore. We have, okay, the canon discussion is something I'm going to discuss in future, but the show feels like it just disregards canon for the sake of not trying, because I feel like it's a very lazy excuse to say, oh, canon, do we really have a canon? if you actually bother to write stuff properly, then you could build really good stories on top of things which have already happened. This is kind of a frustrated rant which I've kind of built up for a while now, and it feels good to finally let it out, and I really hope you guys can see where I'm coming from with this argument. And I've always wanted a Doctor Who movie. That's a discussion topic for another video in and of itself. At least a 20-minute video, so look forward to that in future. I think something like a movie would be very necessary in the fact that it adds an extra layer to the mythos of Doctor Who, and people might think, well, you can overcomplicate things if you do too many things, and it's not really the point, because if you look at something like Marvel, how many goddamn movies and TV shows and comics and games and all that kind of stuff have they got? And Doctor Who, while we do have the games and things, they're setting it in a different universe with the Time Lord Victoria stuff. In the main show, they're just not doing enough. I kind of went off from my original thing of the formula because I feel like doing same thing, rinse and repeat over and over again is tired now. Myself and the Cyberman discussed this in detail on the podcast, so if you want to check that out, link in the description. It's a really good watch, I do recommend it. We had a really good in-depth discussion on the formula of Doctor Who, and it's just the fact that it's so rinse and repeat and so the same, much like what I'm saying right now. I'm saying the same thing over and over again because I'm trying to get the point across. Yeah, it's just really frustrating to be a Doctor Who fan when other franchises are blossoming and just being amazing. I mean, DC kind of failed because it tried to make a multiverse. Why did that happen? I'm still not quite entirely sure. Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad, they bombed in terms of critic reviews, but the Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition is really good, and Justice League Snyder Cut is really good. I guess my message to the BBC is, let the creators do this expansive thing with the main property and don't just leave it to the ones which you can risk losing money on. I feel like Doctor Who really needs to roll the dice. It really needs to pick itself up again and just... I mean, Sarah Jane Adventures, Torchwood, they were just so good. They were so great. They really felt like they were part of the Doctor Who universe, and Class, my god, don't get me started on that thing. I would not be surprised, and I don't know whether it was written as a non-Doctor Who show, and then they thought, oh, I've got this little teen drama, let's just put Doctor Who on it. It really showed. It did not feel like Doctor Who whatsoever. The connective tissue just wasn't there. They really need to step up what they're doing. I don't think Doctor Who is necessarily in a bad place, but I don't know, I just have a fear of it just going into the same thing over and over again. And yes, we've got Time Lord Victorious and all this stuff, but I don't know, I just feel like we definitely need something on screen. Like the 8th Doctor spin-off that never happened, because he's done Big Finish obviously, but how wonderful would it be to have seen him in, I don't know, 20-minute episodes on BBC iPlayer or something like that. That would have just been insane. And I just feel like Doctor Who's just really missing out on its potential, and it just makes me sad. I mean, these guys were kind of a bit of an indication of what could have been in terms of creating more expansive stuff, because they created a whole paradigm, they created new ranks for the Daleks and big plans and stuff, and then it fell through, and then they just haven't done anything with the Daleks since. So yeah guys, let me know down below, discuss, I want to get this ball rolling. Thank you very much for watching guys, you guys are the best, and I will see you in the next one.